subscribe and hit the notification bell to help us achieve the 300k mortal plan. Every soul counts. Let me know in the comment section below if you like the way that Vegeta was used in the ending of the Dragon Ball Super manga's Moro prisoner arc, because yeah, I have a few words to say, but I do want to hear your perspective. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think that Vegeta got the W at the end, or do you think that he got the L, and why? Let me know in the comment section below. The ending of the Moro arc honestly has gotten a lot of praise, like a lot of praise, by most of the Dragon Ball community, but there are a few glaring issues in it and there are a few non-issues in it. But the main problem that we have at the end of Dragon Ball Super and the end of Dragon Ball Super's manga essentially is that Vegeta forever takes the L. Now, you guys let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, and I want to hear more of that in the comments and have a discussion with you guys down there, and that way I can get your input as to what you think happened with Vegeta. But Vegeta, let's keep it real, hasn't had the best winning streak. He is usually the runner-up to Goku, and he usually ends up going first and proving the enemy's strength at first against Goku, and then Goku is able to figure out how to defeat the enemy, and then Goku jumps in and steals the win. In this situation, it was quite the opposite, because Goku had already jumped in to kind of prove himself, and it was in reverse. Goku was fighting Moro in Ultra Instinct, but he did not go mastered, and yet he still kind of had a pretty good run of it. But once Vegeta got there and was pushing Moro back by taking away all the spirit energy that Moro had harnessed, a technique he learned from Planet Yardrat, we were all cheering. We thought this was going to be it. Our boy Vegeta was going to get the W for once and defeat Moro, but that is not what happened. Moro ended up slipping away, absorbing Android 73, or just 73, whatever his name was, and then becoming Moro 73, one-shots Vegeta for the majority of the arc. And Vegeta is completely down for the count until the last chapter. And so in the last chapter, you guys saw Vegeta starts punching the earth, and he starts weakening Moro to the point where Goku can kind of get to his crystal and break it, shatter it, putting Goku in the same playing field as Moro and Mirror's, essentially, because Mirror's was the first one that shattered those crystals, but Moro goes back down and either dies or becomes back to normal, essentially. So that was Vegeta's whole point right there in that moment. But then at the very end, he ends up becoming essentially a router for other people's ki, so that way he can give all their ki to Goku, and then Goku can become Super Saiyan Blue at first and then Ultra Instinct. So let me tell you what the issue is with that whole ending right there when it comes to Vegeta and the disrespect that Vegeta just keeps on getting in Dragon Ball Super. Now, of course, people are going to say, now you're just a butthurt Vegeta fanboy, and you're absolutely right, because Vegeta deserves, at this point in time, to finally get a W, or at least get something cool, and he had a glimpse, a shimmer of getting something cool in this arc, and they completely wasted it, in my opinion. So, yes, Vegeta spent several chapters, like the majority of the Moro arc, training on Planet Yardrat, while the action was either happening out in space or the action was happening down on Earth. All that time, while he was training, he was learning new techniques, new abilities, and trying to go a different way, a different path to power than just trying to raise his strength or maybe go into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, which wasn't in the manga. But he was trying something different, and that is what made this whole part exciting to me, honestly. It really made it really cool to see Vegeta try to do something else. and even to the point where Vegeta got the instant transmission, and he also was able to use the new technique called Spirit Fission. Now, we thought that he was going to learn a whole bunch of new Yardrat techniques, and he was going to become a whole new sort of fighter, like an illusion style fighter, but he only learned 2, and when he got to Earth, he wasted the one that he learned, essentially, because we find out that he could only really muster to do it once, the instant transmission, and after that, he told Goku, don't worry, I won't be stealing one of your signature techniques because I can't do it anymore, which is such total bullshit, honestly, and it's just such a degrading of the character that, oh, you can only do it once even though you trained to do it. When has that ever been a thing where you learn one technique and then you can't do it anymore? Like, I'm sure you guys will find out some examples, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, that rarely happens, if ever. I can't think of anything off the top of my head where that happens. So he can't use instant transmission anymore, but he can use Spirit Fission and control the energy, the ki, not only in his body, but in other people's bodies. And so originally I thought this could make him like a ki blocker, where he punches people and blocks the ki so they can't go into Super Saiyan, similar to what Moro was doing, where he was absorbing the power so you couldn't go into Super Saiyan. But in his way, it's more like the Avatar sense of things, where you block bending. That's basically what he would be doing, but he didn't do that. He basically was just punching the stolen ki away from Moro, and then at the end he becomes a router for other people's ki. So the punching ki from Moro actually could be very useful, because they were even stating that he basically could defuse people, he can rip people apart because of the fact that he diffuses their ki that is conjoined. He makes them separate, and that is really, really cool to think about. That's really awesome to think about, and I really want Vegeta to go down that path. But the router part at the end, where he is routing other people's ki to Goku, this doesn't make much sense in my opinion, because first of all, we have already seen the Dragon Ball characters give other people their ki, or whatever's remaining of their ki, freely, not only in Dragon Ball Z, but we also saw it in the Dragon Ball Z movies as well, where you can just freely give up whatever ki you want to somebody else to make them stronger or to heal them or anything like that. So the fact that Vegeta now has this ability that basically does this exact same thing is just dumb, in my opinion. It makes it just a shoehorn of having him be important in the story. But on top of all that, the real crime here is the lack of imagination when it comes to how these arcs end, how Dragon Ball ends, how Dragon Ball goes of things, and we've seen this a lot in this arc, where there is a lack of imagination and a lot of member berries. And this crime is shown extremely well when it comes to giving everyone's ki to Goku. Goku already has defeated several villains in this way. It's called the Spirit Bomb. You get everyone else's ki, and then you use that. How is that any different than everyone's ki going into Goku so he can go into Ultra Instinct? It's just dumb on so many levels. I praised the fact that Oob was in the chapter, that Oob had God Ki, which I will make a video on and touch on, and all this stuff. I did praise all that, but that was just me being nostalgic for Oob and him actually looking really cool in his design. I liked the Supreme Kai with him. It was a really good moment in my opinion, but that was already part of the entire thing where Vegeta is trying to route energy to Goku and basically become Goku's Spirit Bomb, which is really lazy in my opinion, and it's just really, really boring. And it was a really boring way to defeat Moro. But then Goku gets an astral form, and that was actually pretty cool. But again, lack of imagination. Vegeta keeps getting the L's in my opinion, and he'll never win. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's see who won. Hashtag end of video. The winner of today's hashtag end of video squad, the soul that decided to stay till the very end of my previous video and drop hashtag end of video squad on their comment, is going to be Kiyomi Kazuki. I feel bad for Gine. I heard many people calling her useless because she can't fight, yet I think she wanted to. She could be an awesome fighter. Keep going with your videos. They are amazing. Thank you so much. And yes, she has the same potential that Goku has. She's just not very good at it. And if she had a lot more training, and maybe even training on Earth as opposed to training on Planet Vegeta where it's probably more ruthless, then yeah, she probably could become a really good fighter. Thank you so much, Kiyomi. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.